Hello, this is Cesar Cueva once again, and today I am delighted to show you guys three total physical response activities for young learners and three for adults. All right, let's get started. First, I have this activity which is called Raise Up, and the end of this activity is basically to recall previous knowledge or let's say to recall vocabulary that you have taught in previous sessions. Let's say, for example, parts of the house, let's say fruits, let's say food in general, I don't know. So this activity goes this way. You have two groups of students, group A, group B. You have to give them a market. And the first one in the line has to go run and write down a word that he can recall from a specific category that you as teacher have to assign. That's the first activity. The second one is mimicry. How come this works? You might have a flashcards. Those flashcards cannot be seen by the rest of the student. You're going to pick just one student from the whole group. And this one has to go to the front of the class, pick the card, see it, and then try to do the mimicry, right? And the aim of this activity is to learn or try to put into practice the new vocabulary that you are teaching. For example, can be let's say of the family member, and then there is in the car, let's say a man that can be like the dad or the brother, and this person has to do the mimicry or a different topic. That's up to you as the teacher. Okay, the next one is music. You can use music for your total physical response activity. For example, I have one song that it's about the parts of the body, and it starts like touch your head, touch your ears, touch your nose, and then so on. You know, like touch your shoulder, touch your stomach, and so on. And it goes like that, and that helps a lot your students to memorize and practice and have fun while they are learning. And the aim of this is, as I'm been mentioning in this video, is basically to like recall or to learn the vocabulary. This is mostly for vocabulary. This way, your students are going to learn. Next is about adults. Adults, this is pretty much important to use as well in the class, but in a different way that I'm gonna be explaining right now. Let me see what I have here. One game for adults is called Guess It. It's kind of similar to the previous one, but in this one, you may add like action verbs, and you can add as well tenses. For example, you divide your group into two teams, team A, team B, and then a leader from each team get a card, see what it is written on the card, and then they have to do the action. For example, and then you might be teaching present continuous, and you're teaching sports, and then you see there that it says football. Then the student have to do like is playing football, and the rest of the well, the contrary group has to guess, and they can say you are playing football or American football, and so on. In that way, they can learn so much, and it's so fun to do these activities. We have a very common activity that is called Simon Says. And of course, this activity can be used with young learners as well. But how this works? Okay, so you are the leader. And then your students stand up and they listen to what you say, not what you do. Because you can say, Simon says, touch your nose. Simon says, touch your shoulder, touch your hair. But you're not saying Simon says. So then you can be like disqualifying your students. And this helps a lot to your students to pay close attention, to pay attention to details, which is important. And of course, you can add the most important thing, which is vocabulary. And yeah, your students are gonna have a great time playing this game. Now, last but not least, is corner to corner. It's a pretty nice activity that can be used with adults, especially in this case because they can get the chance to discuss. For example, you have to select 4 to 5 statements, affirmative statements. And for example, in this corner, you have light. In this other corner, you have dislike. And this other one, you have somehow I liked or somewhat I like. Yeah. And then you have to say, for example, I love strawberries. And then your students, as they are stand up, they have to go around and pick one corner. Let's say that 3 of them say, I like strawberries. And 4 of them say, I dislike strawberries. So then they have to discuss why they choose that action. And then you keep continuing doing the same, saying the statements, and then your students move around, doing the same and discussing, especially. So these are the 6 activities that I have looked for, and I have done some research, and are the ones that I consider are best in the class. So hope you like this video, and thank you so much for watching.